No need for hostilities, Terry. I'm a civil engineer. A civil engineer. You know, if I had a nickel for every meddling bureaucrat, but bureaucrats always seem to keep the change. I had a job working for the furniture store, and things were going really well. They offered me a promotion, but I had to quit because they said they were going to turn me into a chairperson. A lot of people say they are afraid of the dark. Me, I'm more afraid of the effing murderers hiding in it. What's the difference between a hotel and a motel? Hotel is an expensive place where you can get some sleep. Motel is an expensive place where you can get killed.
Why does everyone say Count Dracula? There's only one of him. They say home is where the heart is. Me, I say home is where the van is.
They say the pen is mightier than the sword, which is fortunate for me because I don't have a sword pocket.
So the other day I was driving down the street on Holgate and I see this lady and she's like on the side of the road. It's raining. I never do this, but I pulled over to the side of the road and I said, "Are you okay?" She said, "No, I'm not. My car broke down the road and I'm late for court and I can't get to the court." And I said, "Well, do you have a phone? Can't you call a car?" And she says, "My phone died and I'm really just hoping the judge will cut me some slack." And I said, "Well, how far away is the courthouse?" She said 7 blocks. And again, I never do this. This is not my style, but she was all alone. There was no one around. So I said, "Okay, I'll give you a ride. I'll give you a ride to the courthouse." And she said, "That's really sweet of you, but my sister is in the hospital. I told her I'd go visit her after the courthouse." I said to her, "That sounds like a lot of problems. Here's what I think I can do for you. I'll drive you to the courthouse. I promise. When you're in the courthouse, I'll take your phone, I'll charge it in my car, and wait for you in the parking lot. That's a promise. When you come out, I'll drive you to the hospital to see your sister. This, I promise you." She says, "Who are you? Where'd you come from? You're my hero." I said, "Well, it's not what my friends call me." She says, "What do your friends call you?" I said, They call me the promise breaker. Then I took her phone and tore out of there.
It's too long.
What?
Nobody wants to listen to a joke that long.
Nobody has to.
So you're not gonna tell it?
Just trying out new material.
Don't they have open mics for that?
I don't know, this is what I do.
You creep around the industrial zone telling jokes to yourself?
Yeah. Works for me. What do you do?
Reverse mortgage lending.
What is that?
A reverse mortgage is a loan secured by a residential property that allows the borrower access to the unencumbered value of the property. It's typically promoted to homeowners 62 or older who have accrued more than 50% of the equity in their homes. However, unlike a home equity loan, you don't need good credit or income to qualify.
Why are you telling me this?
Why are you telling jokes?
What's your name anyway?
What?
Paige?
Bill.
Your name's Bill?
Yeah, call me Bill.
Nice to meet you, Bill. Dan.
Is that your Christian name?
Sure. Let me ask you something, Bill. You just out here giving financial advice or whatever? And then in 1933, FDR implemented the New Deal. $3 billion towards roads, bridges, highways, connecting Americans from sea to shining sea. A record of daring genius laid in steel and concrete. But I don't think he gave any thought as to how lonesome those highways would be. Guess he had to wait for Hank Williams to send him the memo. Dating's tough out there. It's tough, you know. Last date I went on, the gal says she's a dog person. Dog person? What was this? Island of Dr. Moreau? I left after one drink. And it wasn't out of no bowl of water either. Did you see that?
Gonorrhea. More like here to stay area. Flowers don't smell good. They actually don't smell anything at all. So, was making out with this girl with acute bronchitis. More like a door.
Reverse mortgages allow elders to access the home equity they've built up in their homes, and then they defer the payment of the loan until they die, sell, or move out of the home. And because there's no required mortgage payments on a reverse mortgage, the interest is added to the loan balance each month, and the rising loan balance can eventually grow to exceed the value of the home, particularly in times of declining home values, or if the borrower continues to...
How in the world did Magic Johnson cure his AIDS? He is a Magic Johnson.
There's something about public art. The miracle of public art. I think it's man-made. I got this cousin who is so talented, and he was accepted to this very prestigious Academy of Art in London, and he beat out thousands of applicants, and we're all really proud of him. But when it came time to turn in his semester portfolio, his professor, she was not too complimentary, you know. She said, this is not art, this is just doodles. Just doodles. So you can imagine he was pretty bummed. And especially also, you know, he already felt like an outsider being the only American there. But being in London, it's such a progressive city, he finally felt like he was comfortable enough to, you know, come out. Which he did, and that was great. But, you know, those art school kids, they got together and they came up with a really mean nickname for him. You know, because he's American, and because of his drawing style, and because he came out, they started calling him the Yankee Doodle Dandy.
Don't put that in your act.
Why?
It's long, not funny, and it's gonna alienate people.
Who?
Art school kids. They're under enough pressure.
What are you doing here?
I'm here because you're in here.
What am I doing here?
This is your element.
Hey! Get that big old dingling out of your mouth. You've done enough self-pleasuring for tonight. Now it's my turn. So, I robbed a bank the other day, and I was crashing out at my brother's place. He said, "Are you gonna go on the lam?" I said, "No, I'm gonna go on a horse. Lamb can't carry me."
Is that a joke?
They say, I don't know if you heard them say this, they say Americans are addicted to plastic. I mean, not me. I don't even like the taste. So I'm at the coffee shop the other day. Barista says to me, "Room for cream." What do I need a whole room for? How much cream are we talking about here? So, back in June of '68, Senator Bobby Kennedy was assassinated by Palestinian militant Sirhan Sirhan. A lot of people think that case ought to be reopened on account of there being credible evidence that there was more than one shooter. Now, I'm not so sure about all that, but I do know that there were at least 2 Sirhans. Took a personality test today to find out if I was an introvert or an extrovert. You want to know what I said?
No.
Said I was a sadist. There's been a lot of talk these days about gender-neutral pronouns. You heard about this? A lot of people feel it represents them, and a lot of people feel their speech is being policed. Me? I only have one question. What's a pronoun? If gender is a construct, so is grammar. I used to have this roommate who was convinced that our place was haunted on account of him always hearing spooky sounds in the night. And I said to him, I said, "You're crazy, man. I've lived here 275 years. I never heard a thing."
Stop.
So there's been a lot of fear floating around about this anti-vax. I'll tell you who I'm afraid of. Uncle Vax. Hey, are you a fan of the actor Ernest Borgnine? Wait till you get a load of Ernest Borg 10. So, zoos with chimpanzee houses, apparently they do better than those without, on account of people see themselves in the chimpanzees. More people, more money, simple economics. Economics, more like monkey business.
Are there more?
I'm just getting started, pal. Hey, why do smart women like me so much?
I don't know.
Because opposites attract.